Hi friends, welcome to this video. Now we will continue the form elements what we discussed from our previous video. So if you want to know further basics of form elements, you can refer my previous video. There we have discussed about text box and then buttons, password field, hidden field, search field and number field, so on. And now this video we are going to discuss about the input elements of radio button, checkbox and further things. And first we need to create with a radio button. So just I will show you what is mean by radio button and how it will be working. So radio button mainly used to select only one item at a time. It is a mutually exclusive, so you can select one item at a time. So I can run the file and show to you. So here you can see here, and this is your radio button. So it will allow you to choose one item at a time. Okay. So how it is working? So if I want to create a radio button, I need to use with input type equal to radio. Then to identify three different radio buttons, I have different ID values. I told about what is the use of an ID. And the main thing here is the name attribute. In the name attribute, we need to specify the name of all attribute as same. Okay. Please remember the name of all radio button should be same. Then only it is making these are group of radio buttons. So it will provide the mutual exclusive operation. So for example, if I put gender 1, gender 2, gender 3. I am giving different names and I am going to check what will happen. So if I run my file, if you see here, if I can select more than one options at a time, it will allow me to select more than one option. But radio button means it is mutually exclusive. So all names of all the radio buttons should be same to make all belongs to a same group. And when you run here, you can see defaultly one of the option is selected. The mail is defaultly selected. I didn't do anything. Defaultly when the page loaded itself, it is selected. The reason is here we have made attribute is checked. So I make mail is checked. So the checked first value is always checked. If I remove this and I will reload the page once again, you can see here nothing is selected, so you only have to select. So when I select it and click submit, you can see here the name of the radio button, that is gender. It will select any one of the value based on your selection, either male, female or others. So this is the use of the radio button. You have to use with input type equal to radio. Which value you are selecting, this is actually label. Okay. So based on which value you select in the radio button, that to be forward, that is the represented in the value attribute. So this is about radio button. And now we will move to the next thing called as checkbox. So what is the use of checkbox? So checkbox is like a square box. You can use tick mark. By using checkbox, you can use with or select multiple items at the same time. So here you can see here how the checkbox will be look like. So this is a checkbox. You can select multiple items at the same time. Okay, you can deselect or multiple items at the same time. If you select more than one item in the checkbox and click submit, so you can see here I have selected two vehicle. One of the checkbox name is vehicle 1, another checkbox name is vehicle 2. The value is I have selected bike and car. Suppose I have selected boat. So this checkbox name is vehicle 1, this is vehicle 2, this is vehicle 3. So when I click submit, vehicle 1 I selected bike and vehicle 3 I selected boat. And same thing when you load the page itself, defaultly the first checkbox is checked. So you know the property with checked. So now we'll see with coding how it is working. Here you need to give type is equal to checkbox and ID value to differentiate multiple items in the checkbox. And here the name need not be same. Okay, you can use same also. That time if you do multiple selection within the same name, all values are stored in a single name. So you can access through arrays that you can study in the JavaScript. But now name I am using with different names. So if I click the first checkbox, first value is bike, second value is car, third value is boat. and I'm having the checked attribute to specify defaultly when the page is loaded the checkbox to be checked. Okay, and now we will move to the next part, that is the other types of inputs. The next type of inputs we are having is email, URL and telephone. So as you know, in text box itself you are allowed to type these elements, but if I want to do a validation, so I want to restrict my input to get only the email pattern or the URL pattern, then I can use with this type equal to email, type equal to URL and type equal to tel. So you all know email have a pattern with @ and dot symbol. URL have a pattern as https:// that format is there. And telephone, it should have a numerical value, and also it also have some patterns. So we will either mobile number means 10-digit, landline number means we will give 6 and 4 digits, foreign number means you will use +91. So we have several patterns. So which format you expect, that you have to put it in the pattern. So now I need to enter a 10-digit. So to represent the numbers or digits, I am specifying 0 to 9, any number. The maximum length I needed is 10 digits. So like that you have to specify in the pattern. The previous video I have explained what is the use of the pattern. Okay, so now we will execute and see how it will be working. So now I have this page. So email, you know that you need to use with email. So I'm not using the @ dot symbol. So here itself it is telling me please include @ symbol, it is missing. So even though I click submit, it will tell me @ symbol is missing. So I need to give with the @ symbol. So if it is working, no problem. Then I have the URL. So I am typing some other thing. So it will tell me please enter the URL. So I need to give the URL in a proper format. Okay. Then phone number also I am having 123 and click submit. So it is throwing an error. So I have given already, it should be a digit from 0 to 9, maximum of length 10. So I need to click it and click submit. So everything is correct. So my email ID is there, and then my URL is there, and the phone number is there. Okay. So these input elements are mainly used for client-side validations. These are the new features actually added in HTML5. And now I will move it to create a button. Okay. So basically, as far you know, you have created two types of button. One is submit and another one is reset. So if I want to create any user-defined buttons, I can have two ways to create a button. One is by using input type equal to button. And whatever I want to display in the caption of the button, that I have to give it in the value. Okay. And now there is another one tag which is called as button tag. By using the button tag also you can able to create a button. So in the button tag I have a type. Type, if I specify button, it is a normal button. If I specify type equal to submit, it will be acting as same as your input type equal to submit button. And this button tag having opening and closing tag, and the caption whatever you want to display in the button, that you have to give in between the opening and the closing tag. So now you save it, run the file. I have 3 buttons. This button, so if I want to see here, I can go with view page source. So I can see it here, input type equal to button, in button type equal to button, button type equal to submit. So if I click it, I have returned something on click. So it is coming on click. And then this button is by using button tag. So click it, getting a value. This is acting with the button tag, but the type is submit. So if I click submit, it is doing the same option what you have given in the submit button. It is redirecting with the action URL. Okay. So now we will go with the other type of input elements which will be used with form elements. So far we have used input tag with different tags. So now we are going to see the other input elements which should be applicable inside the form. So first one is the text area. So you know that what is the difference between our text box and text area. In text box you can enter only a single line of text. But in text area, it will allow to get multi lines of text. So you can see it here, you can run it, you can see here, this is your text area, which is allowed to get multiple values. Okay, multi-line, it is a multi-line. Okay, so how long or how much rows, even though I can go with several rows. Okay, so how much rows visible to the screen and how much columns it will be visible. So automatically the auto scroll is added, so everything is added here. So I need to give how many rows I need and how many columns I need. I need to specify it here. That is called as text area, which is used to get the multi-line text. And now next we are going with the drop down menu. So you know what is meant by drop down menus. Okay, so I will show you how the drop down menu will be looking like. Okay, how the drop down menu will be look like. So you can run it and see here, this is your drop down. Okay, so you have a list of elements. From that I can select any one item from the drop down list. So if I select it, same thing, I have a drop down menu common name. From that, which item I selected, that item is available here. So how can I create it? So for that you have a special tag called as select tag, and select tag specify the drop down menu, and each item in the drop down menu will be specified by the option. Okay, each item inside the drop down will be specified by the option, and this is the label, whatever you are seeing in the display. But this is the value actually when you click the submit button, the value for the corresponding drop down thing, what is transmitted, and that value will be available in the value element. Okay, so now I want to do so now if you see here, my selection list will do only one selection at a time. From the drop down I can select only one item at a time, but sometimes I need to do with multiple selection. Then I have a property put multiple. Okay, so that you need to put in the select. In the select tag you have to put multiple. So from this option you can do multiple selection. So when I run the file, okay, so it will allow me to select more than one item. So 3 items I selected. So click submit. You can see here for the car drop down menu I have selected Volvo, Saab and Mercedes. So this is the way how your drop down menu is working. And now we will go with something. You want to group your elements of the form under one category. Okay, you want to give some labeling to group some items together. Okay, for example, I will go with EduServe and show you. Okay, so you are having something like this. Okay, so this username, password, login, everything belongs to user login. So you want to group some elements within a group. So for that we have something called as field set and legend. The field set will create a border around the group. The legend will give the label for the group. Field set will create a border around the group. The legend will create a label. So inside that you can add any input element of yourself that you want to integrate with it. So now I can execute and show you. So now you can see here, so these all elements I have put together. I am telling it is a personal details. So I am going to enter first name, last name, email, my birthday, click submit. So everything I am grouping under a field set, and I am giving a label for the field set that is called as legend. Okay, so this is the thing how your field set is working. And the next thing we are going to see is the data list. Okay, so what is this data list? It is also like your drop down, okay, but it won't show you the option. It won't show you the option, but it will give you the suggestions. Suppose I am typing, so these are the actual options available, but when I start with type with E, okay, when I type with start to E, it will show me what are the words with E. Then I go with edge, then my option is shrink. So it is like your Google search. When you start to type, based on your keyword, it is giving you suggestions. So like that, if I put F, what are the words started with F only, it is coming. So data list, it is also like your drop down, but it is giving us suggestions based on the keywords you are entering. How you need to create it? So here I have given the label, so that is for labeling purpose, and the input, okay, in the input you need to use the attribute called as list. Okay, remember the input you need to give an attribute called as list. The name of the list and the ID of your data list both should be same. The name of the list, that is the list whatever value you have given that, and the value what you give in the ID of the data list, both should be same. Then only in this input element this suggestions will be automatically popped up. So I have given what are the options: Edge, Firefox, Chrome, Opera, Safari. So this data list is given as a suggestion list for this input element. So when I run it, when I run the file, so I will get a suggestions. So these are the data list available. So if I type yes, automatically the Safari will come, so I can select it. It will give us suggestions based on the keys you are entering in the input field. Okay, and the last one, okay, the last one, you can create the progress bar and meter bar in your web page. How to create the input element, progress bar and meters in your web page. Okay, so here if I want to create a progress bar, I can use with, so you have seen whenever you are downloading, it is telling 60% downloading is completed, or when you go with skill sets, so you know with 5 level scale of HTML out of 10 scale point. So like that you need to give a progress bar or meter bar. For that you use with progress or you can use with meter. Okay, so in the progress you are giving maximum value, means it will take 1 to 100. So in that the progress bar stop where, so the value is 32. So out of 100, so the progress is 32%. Or you can give the minimum value 0 to 10. So out of 0 to 10, the value of your disk storage is 2. And out of 100%, so it is 60%. So like that you can set the progress bar and the meter bar. So you can run the program and you can see, okay, so out of 100%, 32%. So out of scale of 0 to 10, it is 2. Then out of 100% scale, it is 60%. So the progress bar you want to display in the screen, so you can display it either by using progress or meter. Okay, so these are the different form elements which is used in the HTML5. I hope this video is useful for you to work with form elements in the HTML5. Thank you for watching.